Hey y'all! Welcome back to Cooking with Siobhan. I'm Siobhan Muir. Mr. SM's the background, he's getting the pasta ready. So what we're gonna make today is something I've always wanted to make, but haven't had the chance to do. We're gonna make old world manicotti. We're gonna do it gluten-free. Now, we are using jovial gluten-free manicotti shells. They're a little smaller than we expected. So what we're gonna do is do a box and a half because the original recipe calls for 12 manicotti shells. These are smaller, so we're gonna do 18. See how it goes. The other ingredients are not gonna change. So here's what you need. You need 12 to 18 manicotti shells. Like I said, pick your favorite gluten-free pasta if you're using gluten-free. You're going to need 4 cups shredded mozzarella cheese. We just went out and bought a 2-pound bag. This says 8 cups. Use only 4 of it. Not a big deal. It's just nice to not have to do it yourself. Although you can. You can buy a block of mozzarella cheese. I think the 2-pound block is 8 something, around $8. 1 pound would be half that, about $4. And you can shred it yourself and you'll get plenty of cheese. You'll need 2 cups of ricotta. 2 cups technically is 16 ounces. But it didn't look, the 16 ounce container is only about this big, and it made me think that doesn't look like 2 cups to me. So I bought a larger amount to use. If we don't use it all, I have other things I can use ricotta for. 6 tablespoons chopped fresh basil, which we're gonna get it out of the garden. So we will use 6 tablespoons chopped basil, or if you don't have fresh basil, which is okay, use 2 tablespoons of dry basil. That'll be enough to really flavor everything. They don't do 26 ounces because of COVID. So 1 24-ounce jar prepared spaghetti sauce divided. Now, you can do it straight if you want to. I got the traditional sweet basil. You can also decide you want to add oregano, you want to add other spices. Do not be afraid to add spices. Measure that stuff with your heart because you're going to want it to be flavorful because this is kind of your base. The cheese is going to be mild, so you're going to want to put all your flavor in this thing. And then it says half a cup grated Parmesan or Romano or Asiago or Manchego. It doesn't matter which cheese, you just want a hard cheese that's kind of sharp. And you'll be using that later on. Okay, so right now he's just boiling the pasta. And I'm gonna go get some basil. So preheat your oven to 350 or 177 degrees Celsius. Spray 13 by 9 inch baking dish with non-stick cooking spray. We're using a glass dish that is bigger than that. Don't worry about it. 13 by 9 is just fine. We're using one that, yeah, we have this thing, we might as well use it, right?
It's 10 by 14, so it's an inch bigger.
It's an inch bigger. It'll be fine. Cook the pasta according to the instructions Mr. SM did. So we did it for 6 minutes because it's gluten-free and they did get a little bit bigger.
A little bit,
but not by much. It says, drain, rinse with cool water, let pasta dry on paper towels.
Yeah, they'll just dry.
Okay. For the filling, in a medium bowl, stir together the 3 cups of mozzarella with the ricotta and fresh basil. I'm gonna chop the basil. I need to wash it because I just got it out of the garden. It's fabulous. Again, some of this stuff you can kind of measure with your heart. Follow the directions so you can get close and call it good.
Would you say it's about 2 cups? A little too much.
Yeah, no, that looks good. Like I said, measure with your heart.
And for the half cup that I need to, I'm just eyeballing an approximate. If I have too much, I can always put it in the fridge and store the grated cheese for another dish.
In a medium bowl, mix it together. The great thing about ricotta is it's more liquidy than the other thing, so it provides a really nice mixing base. Using a teaspoon, we're probably good. Yeah, there you go. Using a teaspoon, carefully stuff the pasta shells with prepared cheese mixture. There's the prepared cheese mixture. Oops. I was thinking a smaller spoon, but we can try that one.
Whoa, this is a teaspoon.
Right. But something this small can actually get in to there.
That, sure.
That is an ice cream spoon. For when you get a shake, a milkshake. And I think you could do it, you don't have to do it just from one end. You can get like halfway full on that end and then stuff it from the other side. There is no one way to do this. An Italian grandmama might say something different, but I just want to get the cheese in the noodles. This is all I want to do.
Yeah, and the gluten-free noodles are
A little more
so
fragile.
narrow
Yeah.
that it's really a challenge to
Nice
follow.
job though.
It's called luck.
Way to go, Mr. SM. We've held 22. And that's good. We cooked extra, and as you can see, we had to use a smaller thing to fill it with, but it's going to turn out to be just as tasty and just as good. What it says in the recipe is spoon 2 cups of spaghetti sauce into prepared baking dish. That's it. Take the jarred stuff and kind of, spin it on top. We don't ever just use jarred stuff. Now, we do use jarred spaghetti sauce, but we add our own spices. We add garlic, and this one's a sweet basil, so I probably won't add basil, but we add a little bit of oregano, maybe some thyme. We add some, I don't think we'll add rosemary this time.
No.
But we might add a little bit of sugar. You should always add a little bit of sugar to your store-bought sauce, because frankly these sauces are a little bit on the sour side. We add just a hint of sugar, and I'm not talking, let's do 3 tablespoons. Don't do that. Just a little bit of sugar, and it helps it be a lot sweeter and tastier, especially for a savory dish like manicotti. It doesn't look too bad. What do you think?
Doesn't, but I'm gonna still add seasoning.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna throw some garlic in.
Here's oregano. You want me to put some oregano in?
Go for it.
Oregano is a really powerful spice, even more powerful than basil. So you don't need a ton to get really incredible flavor.
And I'm gonna put a little bit of minced dried onion to add a little more depth to the flavor. And I'm gonna let this warm up just enough so that it will flow. And then Siobhan's gonna go get some some sugar.
I'm not getting salt.
Some sugar to add to the sauce so that it actually makes the tomato pop and
Yeah.
it doesn't become
I'm
too
only
acidic.
I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to use some of it to start, and then we're going to taste it. See if it cuts the sour.
Acidity and the sour, yep.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And that wasn't even a full,
Okay.
tablespoon. It wasn't.
Now I don't need to heat this up much more than this.
Nope.
Okay.
No,
so-
the only reason we did this on the stove was to make sure that we had flavoring. We added our own seasonings to it. And then it says, spoon spaghetti sauce into prepared baking dish. We're gonna pour.
The only thing I could see that could be an issue is that with the gluten-free example that we did with the lasagna that we tried, we probably, if I'm a little concerned,
There's not
Okay.
enough sauce.
the sauce for the gluten-free we had to put below the pasta as well,
So it didn't stick?
so it didn't stick and it gave a little more moisture. So on this one, we probably could go with an extra jar in the future, but we've never done this before, so what's the best that could happen?
And it said something interesting. You were supposed to put the sauce below the pasta.
Well,
So it was they wanted to split it. We could have put stuff down. No matter how you do it, it won't be wrong. Okay, it'll taste good. It might have been a tradition where they put the sauce, put the pasta, put the sauce. And it's coming through, so you're not going to worry about it too much.
I'm not worried. Okay, what's next?
Sprinkle with remaining mozzarella, which was the 1 cup. So we were supposed to have 4 cups. We used 3 for the insides, and then sprinkle with the last cup.
And what about the other one?
Well, and then it says, bake manicotti for 15 minutes. Sprinkle Parmesan and bake for another 10 minutes. So start with that. It is remarkably quick though. Once you do the stuffing. The stuffing was the longest. Longest effort. Okay.
I'd say that's enough.
It is. So, bake the manicotti for 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius. So we'll set that for 15 minutes and we'll show what it looks like coming out. Wow, that looks really good. All right, and then it says, sprinkle with your Parmesan or your hard cheese, whatever one you use. We're using the Manchego. And bake for another 10 minutes. All right, we're gonna put it right back in and bake for another 10 minutes.
We'll be back.
Yeah, I know it says, take it out of the oven and serve immediately. Don't do that. Save your time. Let it cool a little bit.
I'd say give it at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using a glass casserole dish, we'll let it sit.
Yeah, it's really hot, and you know, let it sit. Even after 5 minutes, it's not going to be cold.
No, I mean, or maybe we'll let it sit for about 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we'll come back in a couple
And
minutes
we'll serve it up. Yeah.
Oh, looks like it's good.
Yeah. There's the
Mm-hmm.
inside, and
Well, give it a go, my dear. See how that gluten-free tastes.
my mouth is watering.
Okay.
Do I have to share? Oh my glory! Do you want to try it?
Sure, I'll take a small piece. That cooked up nicely.
Cooked up really nicely.
Even though, I will admit, I was really concerned about not having enough sauce on the bottom. It cooked up very, very nicely.
It cooked up beautifully, and it tastes really good. If you like manicotti, this is a really good recipe that will make you pretty happy if you're like, oh, my grandmother's not here to make manicotti. Well, this'll work. That was a success.
It was.
Thank you for joining us. Definitely ring the bell to find out when there's new videos. Like and comment on this video. Like and comment on the channel. Subscribe to the channel so that you find out when new things show up. And also subscribe to patreon.com/Siobhan Muir. Then you'll get not only these recipes, but you can get stories that you can't find anywhere else, plus other little writing things that show up, and every now and again I throw in swag. So, and sign up for my newsletter. You won't have to worry about an algorithm telling you what and when you can see from me. You can get it directly, so that's SiobhanMuir.com/newsletter. Sign up today, and then you find out all the things you've ever wanted to know. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Happy making, happy baking, happy eating. Oh yeah, and happy reading. Bye.
Bye.